At approximately 4:45 yesterday afternoon, we received a call to West Nassau High School regarding a shooting involving 2 juveniles. Upon arrival, deputies determined the incident actually occurred at another location in a neighborhood off of Lem Turner Road called Spring Lakes Estates. The victim had been driven there by 4 other juveniles who were in this vehicle. The vehicle was detained. All these juveniles were detained. The victim was found to have a single bullet shot wound to his chest. The victim was transported to Shands, Jacksonville, later died at the hospital last night. The detectives involved in this determined that the shooting actually occurred at Spring Lake Drive and Deer Run Drive, and it was a drug deal gone bad. I know there's a lot of stuff that's hit the media in reference to statements that were made. That's not true. This is just a drug deal gone bad. These people knew each other. The investigation is fluid. We worked this thing all night last night. The detectives still haven't been home. We're actually coordinating with the state attorney's office right now to take statements. The handgun that was involved in this, a 9mm, has been recovered in the Spring Lakes Estates area, in a wooded area. Everyone involved in this instance between 16 and 17 years old. We have a number of juvenile witnesses last night that were very uncooperative. Fortunately, we've been able to get cooperation out of a couple of those witnesses now. We've locked down exactly what's happened. We haven't booked anybody this time, but we do have 3 people as of right now. Most likely will be arrested or be charged sometime today and booked into the juvenile authorities today at the jail. And I would ask that, there's still a lot of information out there. We don't know. If anyone has any information out there, we would ask that you please to call Detective Mark Murdoch, and his number is 904-548-4067. And with that, we'll take questions if you have any.
To be clear, no one's been arrested, but you have 3 in custody.
We have 3 in custody.
And charges could be coming today.
Yes, absolutely.
I know they're juveniles. Will you be naming those suspects at any point? Or?
Not today. No.
And then, do any of those suspects have previous gun charges specifically?
Yes. We actually, one of them that's going to be arrested is going to be charged with initially will be charged with a violation of probation for a possession of gun charge as a juvenile. He is actually the shooter in this case, so he will be charged with that initially, and will eventually be charged with murder.
Is he 17?
Yes.
He is 17, okay.
You said you found the gun in a wooded area, so he would have chucked it. How did you connect him to the gun?
Well, when we responded to this call yesterday, we got a simultaneous call from a domestic going on in Spring Lake Village. There was the grandfather of one of these kids that was, he had been attacked by one of the kids, and through interviews with him and information we obtained, and with some cooperation with one of the juveniles, we were able to basically talk the suspect out of the wooded area, take him into custody, and then subsequently recover the gun.
So the suspect was in the woods hiding?
Yes, second suspect was. Yes.
Not the shooter?
No, yes, the shooter. Yes.
So as far
Who's the first suspect?
I'm sorry, the first suspect is the shooter. This was the brother of the shooter.
Okay.
As far as the shooter goes, had y'all been monitoring any, or are currently monitoring his social media accounts or anything where there might have kind of been some?
We've had information that we have disseminated earlier on from the school resource officer, not necessarily involving shootings, but drug activity at the school, and didn't really involve this particular individual, but some of his constituents.
Did the suspect know the victim? They knew each other?
Yes.
You said this was a drug deal gone bad. Who was buying, who was selling? Can you tell us that?
No, not at this point.
And you said they're all 16 and 17. Is the victim
Right.
16? I thought it was 15. How old is the victim?
I think we determined later on that he was 16 years old.
Can you confirm his age? We've heard from people, but can you confirm his name to us?
No, juvenile. Just can't release that right now.
Okay, just so I'm clear, because I was kind of confused. Suspect number 1, who's the shooter, was in the woods with the gun?
Suspect number 1 was arrested in Callahan. Second suspect was arrested in the woods.
With the gun?
Correct.
Got it, okay.
Whose house did this occur? Where did it?
Which house did this occur at?
Occurred at an intersection
Okay.
at Spring Lakes Estate Drive and Deer Run Road.
Are you able to say if the victim was just a bystander in the car? Was he the one buying the drugs, or was he just in the car and he just happened to get shot?
He got in there was a confrontation that occurred between the victim and the shooter.
The victim personally?
Yes.
Gotcha.
You mentioned something prior from a school resource officer, but is that why we're kind of seeing more security on campus today? Or is there because you believe there's more suspects out there, or just, there's
No,
extensive...
what my concern was is that a lot of times in these things, last night when we made the decision to beef up security at the school, was that if we were not able to locate the suspect, that we could have retaliation happen at the school, and that's we definitely want to prevent that at the school. This incident, I want to make it clear too, this incident did not occur at West Nassau High School, which is what we saw a lot of on the social media last night. It did not occur there. It occurred in a residential neighborhood.
Does the suspect go to West Nassau?
Yes,
Yes, so they go to school together.
yes.
Did anyone call 911 en route to the school after the incident?
They did.
happened?
One of them in the car did call 911, make sure we had rescue, and they provided a reason they wanted to get him close where the police could get to him.
When do you plan to release the names?
That's going to kind of be up between the investigators and the state attorney's office, because they are juveniles at this point. At some point, you know that there's possibility that they could be adjudicated an adult at some point, but not at this point. So.
When you said that there was some back and forth, and some juveniles weren't cooperating, is that on both sides, or is that, because I know you said that the friends drove the victim back to the high school.
That was everybody involved initially.
Okay.
And that's pretty much all I can release at this point. Okay.
Can you talk about who the third suspect was?
Not at this point. Okay.
The extra law enforcement at the school, is that going to continue throughout the week?
Throughout the remainder of the week. Yes.
Remainder of the week, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Absolutely.